Hi, welcome to my very first show. This is Vegan Zone and I'm Xan. Right here on Wasaga Beach TV, we're going to be showing you recipes that you can do at home, really simple recipes that will whet the appetite, that you can serve with guests or eat on your own. And they're delicious, simple, and I'll provide variations as well. Today, we're cooking lasagna, vegan lasagna with lots of veggies. So this is entirely a plant-based meal, as all of the recipes here will be. And whether it's dessert or savory, spices crossover. So spices you use for sweet dishes can be used for savory dishes as well. And I'll describe those in a minute. So lasagna has many variations, and today we're cooking it with 4 vegetables, and let's get started. So here's the ingredients for today's lasagna. We have yams and red onions, zucchini and parsnips. The pasta that I'm using is an organic green lentil lasagna, so it's high in protein. And the other ingredient as well is marinated tofu. So I've prepared all these first. Now there's 2 ways you can do this. You can use the vegetables raw, just steam them lightly, or you can season the vegetables separately and stir fry them a little bit to give them a little extra flavor. So the noodles I discovered a long time ago that I don't have to boil the noodles. So I can just add them raw simply by making the tomato sauce a little bit juicier, a little bit more liquid. And I made the tomato sauce so it's full of basil and herbs and spices. So these were tomatoes from the garden and they were canned just a few weeks ago. So we'll be using that with the noodles and the vegetables. Here's how we'll assemble it. So starting with the tomato sauce, I'm just going to pour a little bit in the bottom and just spread that around and break the noodles up as needed. So these are lovely because they're nice and flat. So we're going to start with those. Haven't broken them off. Some of them break easily. If you use the curly end noodles, they don't, sometimes they don't break as easily, but these flat ones do, and I like that there's lentils in it. It's not just flour. So there's lower carbs in it. The product is by Explore Cuisine. Now I've made pasta before, but we'll get into that on another episode because I love making pasta, and that's a real treat as well. It's easier than I ever thought. It's really wonderful. So we'll start with the first layer and just fill in the pieces. They'll cook and you won't even know that they're separate pieces. So I'm gonna fill that in on the edges. So right now we've got the first layer. A little more tomato sauce. And then we start, I'll just spread that around a little bit. And then we'll start with the vegetables. So the first thing I'm gonna add is, it doesn't really matter what you add first. I'm gonna add the zucchini. Spread that around. Now gauge how much you want to, how many portions you want to make. This is about 1 zucchini, so I'm making about 4 portions. 1 larger zucchini, well, large or medium. So from there, we'll add more noodles. Again, it doesn't matter. The main thing you want to do with lasagna is make sure that it stays together. And because the noodles are not cooked, they will absorb the liquid and they will stay together. I'm using a round pan. You think I could have used a square pan, but that's what I had. This is a smaller portion, so I like using this little pan, so I'm just breaking pieces off. It really doesn't matter that it's round. So snap, snap until they're fitting in there. Next is a little more tomato sauce. Not much. I love the way that smells because it feels like it was just made because it was canned. Canning is another thing we can talk about on another show, but I'll tell you a little bit here. If you've got fresh vegetables growing in your garden, canning is super easy. The secret is in sealing it up when everything's really hot, but we'll do that on another show. The next ingredient I'm going to add is the onions, and these are spiced with just pink sea salt and cooked in avocado oil. So they're stir fried until they're nice and soft. And I'm going to add a few more ingredients. Now I'm not going to add the raw ones because these are just as an example that you can use the raw vegetables if you want and cook it longer. Just add a little more liquid, a little more salt in between the layers, and that's a really simple way to cook. But this is still simple, just a little more work. But it's up to you, whatever you're inspired to do. If you're inspired to add spices and get more flavor in your lasagna, the stir fry works just as well. So let's fit that in. Like crackers. So the thing about food too is sometimes recipes, I'll get that later, sometimes recipes seem daunting, but with food you want to be able to eat, cook food that you really want to eat, that you have an appetite for it. Eat food when you really want to eat it, not because you can't be bothered to cook. The point of showing you a recipe that took some preparation before we started the show, but again, you can make it even easier so you can make it more quickly. But food is health on a plate. When you know what you're eating, and especially with a plant-based diet, you're getting a lot of nutrients, and that's what you need. You need to get the energy, you need to enjoy the food, and I personally love food so much. Coming from a Greek background, a Mediterranean cuisine, flavors were, primary in our cooking. So now we've added yet another layer, a little more tomato sauce. I'm going to add the tofu. And the tofu has been marinated. I marinated it in tamari, which is like soy sauce, but just very simple, just the soy-based part of it. No added ingredients to the tamari. So it's aged soy. And so once the tofu is there, we can add a little tomato sauce. Yeah, let's do that. So I baked the tofu, sliced it very thin, marinated it, and baked it in advance. The yams have rosemary, cinnamon, oregano, and turmeric. And each of the vegetables, I also added the pink Himalayan salt. This is the final layer. You can tell because it's getting really full in here. But that's the beauty about lasagna. It's all about the layers, isn't it? And layered cooking is great because with this lasagna too, you can see the layers, and when it comes out, you're just gonna be able to dress it up with a vegetable on the side, and be able to see each layer and taste the flavors. So think about the flavors you want to have with each vegetable and spice accordingly. I like fresh herbs. Lots and lots of fresh herbs. We'll finish off with the tomato sauce. And this is ready to go in the oven. We'll dress it up, and once it comes out, and there you go. That's a lasagna. There's four portions there, and we're good to go. Bake the lasagna at 350 for, well, until you see it start to brown. It'll sizzle, and it'll be in there for about an hour. And with the magic of television, we have the finished lasagna. There it is. Presto. It stays together really nicely. I'm going to serve that up in a plate in a minute, and we'll give it a taste and tell you a little bit more about the herbs and other ingredients you can use and what to put on the side. The best part of cooking is serving it up. So as you can see, the layers are there. Oh my gosh, it looks perfect. And I'll put this a little bit here, get it out of the way. Here we go. We have a vegan lasagna that looks absolutely perfect. It's sliced perfectly. The tofu is there. You can see every layer, and start topping it up with a few things. I like to put a little hemp seed. That's today. Well, I put hemp seed on almost everything, but I'm going to sprinkle a little of that. And then also add some braised walnuts that I spiced up as well. Just a few on top. And a few sprouts. And there you go. Great. There you go. So let's give that a try, see what it tastes like, and watch how it slices. Here we go. Have a little bit of everything on your fork because you want to try all those flavors together. I love this. You can make this for a special occasion, just for lunch, anytime, but the flavors are amazing together. You have the cinnamon in there, you've got turmeric, just enough. If you want to measure the spices, that's fine, but if you don't know how much to add, just sprinkle in a little bit when you're braising the vegetables, and you have a full meal. This lasagna is perfect on its own or with a steamed vegetable or a salad. Have it anytime. It doesn't take long to prepare, but enjoy it. Enjoy your food. Be well. Until next time, this is Xan from Vegan Zone. Thanks for watching.